the Catholic Church stands on the brink of monumental change. As Pope Francis approaches the twilight of his papacy, the question of who will succeed him has captured global attention. Among the names being whispered in the corridors of the Vatican, one stands out: Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle of the Philippines. Known as Asia's Pope Francis, Tagle represents a transformative vision for the Church's future. Could he be the leader to navigate the Church through modern challenges while continuing Francis's legacy? In this video, we delve into why Cardinal Tagle is being seen as a frontrunner for the papacy. We'll explore his life, his vision, and what his potential election as the first Asian pope could mean for the Catholic Church and its 1.3 billion followers worldwide. The legacy of Pope Francis, a time of transformation. Pope Francis's leadership has been nothing short of groundbreaking. From his election in 2013 as the first Jesuit and the first pope from the Americas, his tenure has focused on bringing a new tone of humility, inclusion, and mercy to the papacy. His commitment to addressing modern issues, climate change, poverty, migration, has redefined the Church's priorities. Landmark documents like Laudato Si have urged global action on environmental preservation, while his emphasis on reaching out to marginalized communities has inspired millions. However, this transformative agenda hasn't come without resistance. Traditionalists within the Church have criticized Francis's progressive stance, particularly on issues like LGBTQ+ inclusion, divorced Catholics, and interfaith dialogue. Yet his openness to reform has created a roadmap for what a modern papacy can look like. As Francis navigates health challenges and openly discusses the possibility of stepping down, his legacy of reform and compassion leaves the Church at a pivotal juncture. The next pope will face the enormous task of continuing this mission while uniting a deeply polarized institution. Could Cardinal Luis Tagle be the one to carry forward Francis's transformative vision? Who is Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle? The humble leader from Asia. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle's journey is one of faith, humility, and service. Born in the small town of Imus, Philippines in 1957, Tagle grew up in modest circumstances. His early life was shaped by a strong sense of compassion and empathy, values instilled by his deeply religious family. Tagle's academic brilliance and dedication to his faith propelled him into theological studies. With a doctorate in sacred theology from the Catholic University of America, his focus on episcopal collegiality during the Second Vatican Council reflects his commitment to inclusion and collaboration. As a priest and later as the Bishop of Imus, Tagle became known for his approachable demeanor and pastoral warmth. Whether riding a bicycle through his hometown or sharing meals with parishioners, he modeled servant leadership. In 2011, Pope Benedict XVI appointed him Archbishop of Manila, placing him at the forefront of one of Asia's largest Catholic communities. His leadership during crises like Typhoon Haiyan showcased his dedication to humanitarian work. From addressing poverty to advocating for migrant workers, Tagle's ministry has consistently prioritized the marginalized. This unique combination of humility, intellect, and action has earned him the nickname Asia's Pope Francis. Tagle's global vision, a bridge between tradition and modernity. As the president of Caritas Internationalis, the Vatican's worldwide charity network, Cardinal Tagle has emerged as a global advocate for social justice. His work spans climate change, migration, and inequality, making him a powerful voice on issues that transcend borders. Tagle's leadership style emphasizes humility and direct engagement with people. Known for carrying his own luggage and taking public transportation, he embodies simplicity and accessibility in ways that resonate with ordinary Catholics. A major focus of his ministry has been engaging with young people, a group increasingly disengaged from organized religion. Tagle's relatable approach and emphasis on dialogue have made him a beloved figure among Catholic youth. At the same time, Tagle has shown a deep respect for tradition. He has managed to balance progressive values with the core teachings of the Church, making him a unifying figure in a deeply divided institution. His ability to connect with both traditionalists and reformists positions him as a potential leader who can guide the Church through the complexities of the modern world. Why an Asian pope would be historic? A turning point for the Church. The election of an Asian pope would represent a groundbreaking moment in the Catholic Church's 2,000-year history. Historically, the papacy has been dominated by European figures, reflecting the Church's stronghold in the West. However, the Church's center of gravity is shifting, with the global South now hosting the fastest-growing Catholic populations. Asia, in particular, is home to vibrant Catholic communities. Countries like the Philippines, India, and Vietnam have millions of faithful, with the Philippines standing out as a bastion of Catholicism in Southeast Asia. Over 80% of Filipinos identify as Catholic, making the Philippines the third largest Catholic country in the world, after Brazil and Mexico. If Cardinal Luis Tagle were to become Pope, it would symbolize a long overdue recognition of the global South's importance to the Church's future. Such a shift would also honor the diversity within Catholicism, breaking the Eurocentric mold that has historically defined the papacy. An Asian pope could also bring a fresh perspective to global issues. Asia's unique challenges such as poverty, migration, and religious pluralism align with many of the Church's current priorities. Tagle's experience in these areas positions him as a leader who can address these challenges with sensitivity and insight. Furthermore, an Asian pope would inspire millions across the region. For Asian Catholics, seeing one of their own in the highest position of the Church would be a powerful affirmation of their faith and contributions to the global Catholic community. This historic election would also emphasize the universality of the Catholic Church. It would send a clear message that the Church is not bound by geography or ethnicity, but is truly a global institution. The symbolism of an Asian pope extends beyond Catholicism. It would represent a bridge between East and West, fostering greater understanding and collaboration in a world often divided by cultural and religious differences. Challenges. Ahead, declining faith, divisions, and modern pressures. The next pope will face an array of daunting challenges, from declining faith in the West to internal divisions within the Church. For decades, the Catholic Church has grappled with decreasing attendance, particularly in Europe and North America. Secularization, scandals, and a perceived disconnect with modern values have led many, especially younger generations, to distance themselves from organized religion. Cardinal Tagle's approachable and relatable leadership style could address these concerns. Known for his warmth and humility, he has a unique ability to connect with people across age groups and cultural backgrounds. His focus on dialogue and inclusivity makes him an appealing figure for younger Catholics seeking a more open and authentic church. Internal divisions within the Church present another significant challenge. Traditionalists often clash with reformists over issues such as women's roles in the Church, LGBTQ+ inclusion, and divorced Catholics receiving communion. The polarization between these factions has sometimes overshadowed the Church's broader mission. Tagle's ability to navigate these tensions could be a key asset. His pastoral approach emphasizes mercy and understanding, qualities that could foster greater unity within the Church. By respecting tradition while embracing necessary reforms, Tagle might bridge the gap between opposing viewpoints. Additionally, the Church faces external pressures, including its role in addressing global crises like climate change, poverty, and migration. Pope Francis has laid the groundwork in these areas, but the next pope will need to build on this foundation and adapt to evolving challenges. Tagle's leadership of Caritas Internationalis, the Vatican's global charity network, demonstrates his commitment to social justice. His experience tackling issues like disaster relief, refugee aid, and economic inequality equips him to lead the Church in these critical areas. The digital age also poses unique challenges. Misinformation, social media polarization, and declining attention spans require the Church to rethink how it communicates its message. Tagle's relatable and media-savvy presence could make him an effective communicator in this environment. Ultimately, the next pope will need to be a unifying figure, capable of addressing both the spiritual and practical needs of a rapidly changing world. Tagle's pastoral, intellectual, and global experience positions him well for this role. Cardinal Tagle's vision: a church for the modern world. If elected as Pope, Cardinal Tagle's vision for the Church would likely focus on three core pillars: inclusivity, global solidarity, and interfaith dialogue. These priorities align with the pressing needs of the modern world and reflect the values he has championed throughout his ministry. One of Tagel's primary focuses would be youth engagement. In an era where younger generations are increasingly disillusioned with organized religion, Tagel's relatable and compassionate approach could reignite their connection to the church. His emphasis on listening and dialogue, rather than dictating, resonates with young Catholics seeking a church that understands their struggles. Environmental stewardship would also play a central role in his papacy. As the church continues to address the climate crisis, Tagel's advocacy for sustainable practices and his focus on protecting vulnerable communities would build on Pope Francis's legacy. His leadership in Caritas has shown his commitment to integrating faith and action in addressing global environmental challenges. Tagel's papacy would also prioritize marginalized communities. From advocating for migrant workers to addressing economic inequality, his ministry has consistently emphasized the church's role as a voice for the voiceless. His leadership could help the church become more inclusive and socially engaged. Interfaith dialogue would be another cornerstone of Tagel's vision. Coming from the Philippines, a nation with significant Muslim and Christian populations, Tagel has first-hand experience in promoting understanding and cooperation between different faiths. His efforts in this area would be particularly valuable in a world marked by religious tensions. Additionally, Tagel's emphasis on humility and service would likely redefine the image of the papacy. By modeling simplicity and accessibility, he could inspire a new generation of church leaders to prioritize pastoral care over institutional power. Finally, Tagel's vision would involve deepening the church's commitment to global solidarity. His experiences as an Asian leader have given him a unique perspective on the interconnectedness of humanity. As Pope, he could lead the church in addressing global challenges through a lens of compassion, justice, and unity. Through these efforts, Cardinal Tagel could guide the Catholic Church into a new era of relevance, renewal, and hope. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagel embodies the qualities of a modern, compassionate, and globally minded leader. His potential election as the first Asian Pope would be a historic moment for the Catholic Church, signaling a renewed commitment to inclusivity and global solidarity. As the Church navigates a rapidly changing world, Tagel's humility, vision, and dedication to social justice make him a compelling candidate to continue Pope Francis's transformative legacy. Whether or not he becomes the next pope, his influence will undoubtedly shape the future of Catholicism. What are your thoughts on Cardinal Tagel and his vision for the Church? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content about faith, leadership, and the Catholic Church. Thank you for watching.